Thanks for staying with us. The tragic Afriland fire incident that rocked Lagos recently has once again brought to the forefront pressing questions about our level of emergency preparedness and response systems. The disturbing scenes are still fresh in our minds. Helpless residents trapped in a towering inferno, some forced to jump from frightening heights in a desperate bid to escape suffocation and raging flames. It was a grim reminder that disasters strike when we least expect them, and how we respond in those critical first minutes often determines the difference between life and death. Joining us on the show is the Permanent Secretary of the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, Dr. Femi Osoyintolu. He will be shedding light on practical emergency safety tips every Lagosian should know. You can join the conversation and call us on 02016-352013 or 09024163440 or tweet us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewTVC. Welcome, sir.
Yes, my name again is Dr. Femi Damilola Osoyintolu.
That's a very, very long one. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome to the studios.
And it makes the difference.
Yes, it does. It does make the difference. But so, let's come to the incident that happened a few weeks ago. The Afriland Tower, and how, though we've talked about it, it was important that we have someone from the emergency response unit to come and explain to us what happened vis-a-vis what we saw on social media. Because what we saw on social media showed a bit more like the emergency response did not show up on time, because we had people trying to jump from the building while the offices were on fire. So tell us exactly what happened in that situation.
It's far from that.
Okay.
Well, the beauty of it that we have audited our activities. You know, in Lagos State, we have a safety commission that will analyze, audit what we did and what we did not do on that day.
Okay.
But let's look at the baseline before we go to the secondary effects. The baseline is that what is the architecture of emergency response system in Lagos State? The architecture of emergency system in Lagos State is comprehensive. Okay. The first thing you must realize that in Lagos State, the chief incident commander is Mr. Governor, who has taken clear ownership and provided the political will in emergency management. And with that, he was able to fund the emergency system in Lagos State. Okay. We have all the first responders well funded in terms of and well equipped in terms of equipment, in terms of personnel. Now, we've understand the basic facts. Now, let's look at the lacuna. The lacuna and the gap is what happened that day. That day, when the incident occurred, our response was swift, prompt, effective, and efficient. Then you will now ask, what led to the mortalities? You will discover that what led to the mortalities on that day was clearly gap, that the people in that building are not well prepared for any form of emergency. Okay. And they acted, I will use a normal language so that people will understand. They acted instantly that, and their adrenaline, what the hormones for fears pour in. Their adrenaline and their non-adrenaline pour in, they are ready to jump. They did not ask how, what is happening. And that is what led to the mortalities. Because in that building, really, there were escape routes, there were fire escape routes, really. And the most important thing that such things could have been averted, one, if we all believe that safety or emergency is everybody's business. That's number one. Number two, if they have undergone what we call fire drills, emergency drills, they will have the confidence to ask, how? Now, fire is happening. How will I escape? Not instantly. Now, the emergency responders people were there. And classically, if you look at it, the bodies of those people that died really, they were not born. So what led to their death? In medical circle, well, I'm opportune to be a medical doctor, really. In medical circle, we will look at it and say they inhaled the fumes, the gas, and that is what led what we call acute respiratory distress syndrome. Acute respiratory distress syndrome is a syndrome that will lead, that will come with a chain of events that will eventually lead to mortalities, because the carbon monoxide will affect the surfactants inside the lungs, and that is what happened. 90% or 100%, so to say, inhaled the gases. You get what I'm trying to say? The fume gases, and that is what led to their death. It was due to the secondary effect. Now, let's come back to what people were carrying out on that day on the Facebook. One again, in Lagos State, we appeal that during emergency or disaster management, people should not be overzealous, be sending different kinds of pictures. And you will discover that the area boys, they don't have knowledge about emergency management. They were not equipped, really. And that's why we are trying to carry out enlightenment, building capacity from the local level. Now, they were not equipped, but you will discover that some of the victims, because they did not undergo what we call emergency drill, fire drill, they don't have the confidence, they were listening
to the area
boys, where the emergency responders were on the ground carrying out their response effectively and efficiently.
Dr. Femi,
that is what reigned of the day, and that is what led to more of the
casualties.
Now,
Dr. Femi, let's get a few more questions in. You know, we are.
But the most important thing, this case that we are discussing is very important.
It is,
and that's one of the reasons I'm here. Now, the lacuna too, we have noticed the gap, and that's one of the reasons I'm here to carry out sensitization advocacy, so that our
so they're going to ask you a few more questions.
Will change, and will be able to respond to emergency effectively and efficiently.
Question, please.
Okay, so sir, the thing about the fire incident is that there is a lot of angles to the videos that showed that it was bad. It was a really bad situation. And when you said that, when you come and you say the response was effective, it was swift, I am a bit taken back, because when the effect is swift and we still had so many trapped people, it makes me wonder what could we have done better to reduce the fatality.
Now, I've said it earlier, is the confidence, is the ability for people to build, realize that emergency and safety is everyone's business. If these people have done safety drills, fire drills in
their respective... Let me say this, when we do fire drills, we do fire exit and walk down, but the fire was down. So could they have gone?
No, let's look at it.
So that we educate people if they find themselves in that situation.
Now, number one, there are a lot of films. They will always inform you, lie down, so that you will not inhale the fumes. Instead of them running, panicking, what leads to major problem is anxiety. Panic, they panic. In Lagos State, you shouldn't panic for any form of emergency, and that's why I explained the architecture of emergency system in Lagos State for you. And we have emergency number. So if there's emergency, what you need, go to a safety area, call the emergency number. The emergency number, the people in there, they can even educate you that, oh, this is the situation I'm in. They will ask questions. They will tell you, do this, do that, do this. You get what I'm trying to say? And that will be able to build your confidence. Look at that. They were panicking and there was anxiety. They are running left, they are running right. They don't really know what they need to do. And that sets a lot of chains of reactions. And that's why I said that the primary causes for death at that scene was not due to that we are not there, because none of the body got burnt. It was a secondary effect, which is inhalations of the gaseous content.
Okay, so let me ask this question. For me, I think that you guys didn't. You tried your best, yes, and you got there in good time and everything, just like you just mentioned. But I've attended several safety meetings, and for a city like Lagos, we know that there are so many reasons why you will not be able to get to when a building is going down and everything. Have you looked into having to put out fire, like helicopter kind of?
We've done that before.
Then put out fire, and I've actually seen videos of troops, safety people coming down into the building to rescue people.
Okay. Let
you
me
understand?
tell you,
because the way that what happened was that it was done manually.
No, you see,
That's
let me tell you classically. I've been managing emergency in Lagos State for over 2 decades.
Okay.
We don't have problem in response. We don't have problem in policy when it concerns emergency. Where we have problem is the perception, orientation, and attitude of people. That is one of the reasons I'm here. And that is why you can see that for some time now we've been carrying out a lot of sensitization and advocacy. We don't have problem in terms of response. We don't have a problem in terms of equipment. We don't have problems in terms of policy. Where we are having problems
is human behavior.
In human behavior, the orientation, attitude of our people, perception. And that is what right now all emergency responders are trying to change. And we've all commenced massive sensitization, massive advocacy, because if you have something and you don't know how to use it, it becomes a problem.
Yes.
You have the emergency number. We've upgraded our emergency call center to an agency level. But the good people of Lagos State, they don't know how to use it. They don't know how to access it. They are having problem that if there's emergency, what you just need to do, call 112 or 767. And from there, you start a phenomenon to save your life. They will tell you this is what you need to do, this is what you don't need to do, and if necessary, they will dispatch emergency responders to the scene. And look at that building. They have steps that they can escape. They did not use the place. They have area. If they have carried out a lot of fire drills in that place,
they would have known.
They have known.
It wasn't the fault of the people. It was the fault of the owner of the building or the companies that rented the building. They are the ones supposed to.
If you realize that emergency, disaster is everyone's business. When you are occupying a building, you should know the exit. You should know what is going on. When you are going to event place today, you should know the fire exit. You should know what you need to do if there is emergency. So we should now, all of us should be cautious of our environment.
Okay, sir, I wanted to ask you, because you were saying there was a fire exit, but the analysis that people had posted about this thing was that since the fire started from down, even if they use the fire exit, they would have been going into where the fire is, and they wouldn't have been able to even see their way down there, since smoke was coming from down.
It comes from the basement.
Yes.
Now, if you look at the steps is not where the fire, the fumes are coming from. It's different. You get it's different. Now, it's
the fumes did not go through the stairs. But
yes.
It went upstairs.
No, it's a gradual process. It's occupied space. It's building up. You get what I'm trying to say? For example, may God forbid, if there's fire in here, there are steps for you to take out. If you have had the knowledge, if you have done the doing, you build the confidence on how to use the doing. You will build the confidence on how to get there. You will know that you will not stand up to get there. You'll be on the floor and you'll be crawling gradually because you have already know the place. Because the foam is where we come up, you will be on the ground and you'll be able to escape.
Dr. Femi,
These are basic knowledge
let me
that
ask
are
you
very
this
important.
question. So I like how you started that safety is the responsibility of everybody.
Definitely.
So whether you rent a building and they did not tell you, you should ask questions.
You should ask questions.
You should make plans to take your people through fire drills.
Definitely.
Now, is there anything Lagos State is doing to ensure that every building for business in Lagos must undergo fire drills at least twice a year? Is there any policy?
There's a policy. That's why I said.
Is there any?
That's why I said earlier.
Okay.
There's a policy.
Okay.
There's regulators.
Okay.
We have the safety commission.
Okay.
We have the fire services.
How do you check
How
if
do you check like
a
that?
building carries out fire drills at least twice a year? Do you
Well,
check? Are there
we
checks
do.
and balances? Okay?
We do.
Okay.
But you see, and that's why I keep on saying, it's a democratic government, government of the people, by the people. That enforcement aspect should not really be there. What we need is effective and efficient collaboration. You should do your own part. The government will do their own part. Before they could license a company, there are certain things being put in place. Fire license, fire this, and that's why I said that we don't have problem with policy. We don't have problem in regulation. We don't have problem in responding to emergency. Where we have problem, the lacuna, the gap, is the orientation, perception, and attitude of the people.
When you say that, there was no the ladder. We saw videos, they did not
Forget
see there was no
about the
ladder
videos.
to come down.
Let me tell you something.
They were
There are
jumping. Why was
that's
there no
what I
ladder?
said. That's what I said. Instantly.
They were.
Instantly.
Okay, so
we have look at our equipment.
Yes.
We have ladders equipment
But it
that
wasn't
were there. If they are there, you listen
Okay,
to
sir,
me.
sir.
Panic.
I'm not.
What he's saying is they were panicking.
That's
and they
it.
did not
Okay,
pay
so
attention.
Sir,
Okay, let me tell you something.
Sir, can I-
You want there is a way in here. If you panic, if there's anxiety, you won't use that.
You won't remember.
You won't remember.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
Because it's
amygdala will
pathetic.
hijack.
We call that hormone fear flight hormone. No adrenaline
Yeah.
and adrenaline.
Yeah.
You won't ask how.
You will remember.
Instantly,
Yeah.
you will want to jump.
Yeah.
Human beings operate in 3 levels: the ED level, the ego level, and the super ego level. If you are not properly trained, and that's why we go to school, people will be operating on the primitive level. You just go there, you want to pee, you want to do
Yeah, you act
anything.
like
That's
an animal.
primitive level.
Yeah.
But by the time you are trained, you will not operate on that. So if you are properly trained in emergency management,
It builds
in
that
the-
confidence.
you
I
have
agree
that
with you
confidence.
absolutely.
You
Now
will
let me
have
take
the
a final
ego
question. We
level
have to go.
to respond.
Yes,
let
so
me-
we learned that Lagos State government is set to host the Maiden State Emergency Management Agency, that's SEMA conference,
Definitely.
2025, and it's open to the public. What's the importance of this
The
meeting? Can you
importance
touch on
of
it?
this is that Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, has taken clear ownership and provided political will in emergency management. And we are trying to share information with other states. We are collaborating with NEMA, National Emergency Management Agency. We want to build a resilient Nigeria. We want to ensure that anywhere in Nigeria you are safe. There are a lot of predictions. Nimet has predicted flood in this area, flood in that area. We want to share experience about what we are doing, that we are doing differently to ensure that the good people of Lagos State are safe,
Yeah.
and for the good people of Nigeria to enjoy the dividends of democracy, which is safety of life and properties being promised by our president.
When is the date? And
Well,
how open?
October 2nd to October 4th.
Okay, anybody can have access.
Anybody.
Venue, please.
Excuse me?
Venue, the venue. of the
You,
event.
we are having one at the Bamora
Okay.
event center at Sheraton Ikeja, and we are going
Can the
to
whole of Lagos fit into that? If we all decide to go.
Those that can come will come.
those that can come should come, but those that can't, they should go to the internet. It's
Okay.
going to be
Live
on the
stream.
social
Oh, okay.
media,
Streamed live.
and we are going to carry out multi-agency simulations in Igodo relief camp to
amazing.
improve our biceps, to put our toes on the ground.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, sir, for coming on the show and sharing with us. We hope that many more organizations will learn must have picked something from what you have said to ensure that they constantly train their people on fire drills for such emergencies.
And to realize that emergency management and disaster is everybody's business. And to realize that today we have emergency number 112 or 767. It's not to dispatch alone. It's not to inform. They can educate you on how to handle any form of emergency.
And once you're in Lagos, you should have confidence.
Definitely.
That the emergency management is ready for you. That's how
when you are in Lagos, you should have confidence that Mr. Babajide Olushola
has got you. All right, so we have to go.
Charge of the emergency.
That's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, we'll move on to another segment of the show. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.